Hello there everyone, this is Mark 3 and welcome back to a bit more of Death Spiral Simulator. No, I do not care that that is not his name. That is something I'm deliberately trying to make an effort with, to make sure that I know it's Death Spiral Simulator because it punches you so dang hard. But I guess I have to tell you that this is Ixion. There we go, it's Ixion, yes. Welcome back. Glad to say the space storm has not engulfed us in the brief time since the last episode. I've not seen any signs of it moving back this way either, but you know, it's very slow moving anyway, so who knows when that's going to happen, or if it's going to happen. But right now I'm just staring at the hole because, well, we got a comment from a Happy Hafer on the last part. Only comment this time, which is a bit unusual for the last few episodes, but that's absolutely fine. Happy Hafer said, at the start of the video, the outside view of the station in green illumination looks like a creepy sideways smiley. Why did I not notice that before? I've been looking at this thing, trying to figure that out, and maybe I'm blind, but I'm not really seeing it. I'm not quite sure, so if you could tell me where to look for that. Then again, we are in a different location from where we were last episode, but if you missed last episode, we dived into the storm with heavily crossed fingers and we managed to plunge through it. So, yeah. We are all the way over here, and I am steadily exploring to make sure I've got more resources. We almost had another death spiral, incidentally, just so you know. Because, well, not almost. I mean, we've got 718 food in stock, but I did spot the start of a death spiral. And that's because after rebuilding all my ships and things, they were going out getting metal and alloy to help repair our hull. But nobody was actually mining or hauling in ice, so we actually ran out of ice. So we ran out of water for our farms. Do you need a manual repair? You do need a manual repair. Let's get you back online. So yeah, that was a thing that happened. Definitely. Sector 1, I'm going to tell you to not import alloy right now, please. Thank you. Because you've got a lot of alloy in this. Because I'm also monkeying around a little bit with the infrastructure of my station. We have plenty of alloy and iron now. More than we need. In fact, I'm tempted to turn off my foundries again. But, yeah. Fun little fact, by the way. Right now, with these two recycling centres operating on alloy, these two are actually providing enough for me to repair my hull at current depletion rates. I'm self-sufficient in terms of alloy, but only just by like maybe 1 or 2 alloy per cycle. So not quite, but interesting little facts that I worked out. Anyway, what am I doing here? I am forcibly moving this cell housing over here because my plan is to build the cell housing here. A massive 4 tiles across. Yeah, shocking, I know. But that's because I checked it and I've realised the cell housing is the same size as this sign. So that means that I can have 4 docks on this side and then have a cell housing unit as well to help with the housing issues for the sector. But it's just that this one is in the wrong place, so I need to budge it along a little bit. And that's always a time-consuming thing. Unless I have more warehouses helping. That's actually not a bad idea, actually. Oh, you, go and help with alloy. Thank you. And else not doing anything. I do have a spare warehouse not doing anything regarding that, so you go and help with that. There we go. Couple more warehouses helping. That'll help. Right. But anyway. Don't worry, there's not been too much time played since last episode. All I've done is a few cycles, enough to wind the clock forward on our 3 sites of interest at the moment. Also, there seems to be another objective site somewhere nearby. There it is. Well, let's get our knowledge going. We're going to start with the R&D district. The laboratories were severely damaged by the Etemenanki's depressurization. Most equipment has either been destroyed or is missing. Team found clear traces of laser cutting. Floors in the walls have been ripped open. The R&D district was a secure area studying not only space-related phenomena, but also technologies considered forbidden by the UN. Yeah, the Etemenanki definitely is a bit of a dystopian situation. I've got another game that I've not touched because it's still in early access, but it's basically a dystopian colony ship, and it's an RPG set in the game. I'm kind of curious about that. Let me know if you guys are interested in it. Anyway, recovered research reports mentions Dolos, BMS, and Ashtonite invention being studied. Okay, 58 science, 820 cryo. That just leaves opening the thing. With powers from the Tycoon, we can open the security room. Seriously, it's just dumb luck that we happened to come from over the other side of the system to here, because, yeah, but it was literally the closest one. That's the only reason we're here. Right. Summary from the research facility. The facility is being constructed from more resilient materials and alloys than other parts of the ship. Most of the outer structure remains. A lot of internal hardware does seem to have been laser cut and ripped out. Laser cut and / or ripped out? Were they purposely being destroying everything as well as looting stuff? Our team was able to extract some information from the few remaining data consoles. A sealed stasis box was discovered containing what can only be described as a test subject. Having reviewed associated research reports, the team believed that the experiment used Ashtonite technology. What the hell is Ashtonite? Am I forgetting something? I don't. Ashtonite technology. That's the faction from back from Old Earth, isn't it? I think. Genetic material taken from charred leaves. Charred leaves? Was that a plant we found in Neptune? I think it was. I don't know. Subject. String of numbers. As named on the outside, the stasis box appears to be alive but dormant. And inside of an adult male, currently dormant. Propose transfer into a cryopod and bring them back on board for further study. Okay, sure. Why did I hear growling in the background? Am I bringing a Deathclaw on board? Wait, no. Deathclaw was genetically engineered from humans. I must bring a super mutant because that was FEV experimentation by the military on humans. Yeah. Oh god, the FEV gets loose on the Tycoon. That's going to be a nightmare to deal with. Right. Moving on from medical. Habitation sector. Making progress through the metal debris that lies everywhere has been difficult. The Etemenanki has been constructed from a range of extremely strong alloys. We have come to an area of fallen debris which forms a precarious cave around us. 2 paths onward are possible. We can pass through a large section of pipe that has been laser cut. Temporal analysis of the cuts indicate that it happened some time ago. Alternatively, there's a reinforced tunnel leading away from here. Its sides are covered in bullet holes. We continue to use the drilling rig, but one of these paths will surely save us time. Laser cuts. Not used passengers continue to drill to source the readings. Time I have, I think. I think that reinforced tunnel might be a kill zone. Bullet holes, because that would... The attackers used laser cutters. The bullet holes is probably the UN weapon. So that's probably a kill box in there. Laser cut holes, perfect circle, but it happened quite some time ago. I'll tell them to keep drilling, just to be on the safe side. Continue to make our own way. I won't trust that, because if they did breach through that pipe, through the laser cut hole, then... and then that got repelled, then that would have been sealed off and reinforced as well, wouldn't it? I don't know. Anyway, that's my reasoning, anyway.
A science ship team has completed a task.
Oh, already? Well, yeah, I mean, medical district, okay. Showing no signs of lethargy, the specimen leapt onto the team as they opened the status box. Following a drop in comms connection, the team's vital signs began to change. Reviewing mission data, Eden postulates a form of a simulation has taken place. Appears to have put on one of the team suits and boarded the Francis. Inputted flight data suggests a planned return to Tycoon. Dang. And I got an achievement saying oats. Expel the Francis, or Naomi Protocol, let it return to the Tycoon. I do not want something like that on the Tycoon. And honestly, the ship is entirely replaceable. The crew are gone already. I don't trust this. I've played too much Dead Space, too much Halo. Bunch of horror games. Do not let it through. Do not trust it at all. Destroy the Francis. The crew are gone. Destroy the Francis. Bye-bye. And the storm has receded massively. Awesome. I knew there were some target points within the storm still, but it just wasn't safe to reach. So unfortunately, we have just lost a science ship. We have ourselves a new science ship called Hope, which is going off to get the science from our poor colleagues over at the medical district. Ironic that after the horror, the eldritch horror that was found in the medical district, the new one is called Hope. Yeah. That's fine. That's fine. But anyway. Depressurized R&D districts. Scattered files on the floor of the security room contain warnings about the prohibited nature of what was stored in the area beyond. Behind a further door, a long chamber was filled with occupied Dolus cryopods. Numerous data disks full of scientific information were also discovered. These finds are of incredible value. New technology. Ornate PA upgrade unlocked for the tech lab. 150 alloy. 1 electronics. Okay, so we've got ourselves new science. I've literally just started a new science research. Which is... I'm mostly trying to put some tech into crew quarters here. Also, I picked up the Piranesi Tech hacking threat, so it provides warning if the Tycoon subsystems are under digital attack. So is that. But the Tech Lab, we were maxed out on Tech Lab. What have we got? Research costs for upgrades reduced by 10%. Wow. Immediately grab that. And then queue up that one back behind it. That's a very good upgrade. Very good. I mean... that just stretches all of our research points a little bit further, doesn't it? Okay, right. Habitation sector.
Administrator, a new request awaits your attention.
A new event. Took time to get to the wreckage, but we have reached the area of the readings. There's a small shelter cobbled together from surrounding debris. Within it, a number of broken drones, shaped like deep-sea creatures, float in the lack of gravity. They bear the EMS logo of the Black Market Society. Drones? They use drone tech? Awesome. First time we've seen machines like these. We have transmitted schematics and data and proposed further analysis of the drones that will be conducted back on board the Tycoon. Within the small recess at the back of the shelter, we found the corpse of an Etemenanki soldier with a now spent breathing device. They had tried to modify one of the broken drones to produce an improvised heat source. He's been dead for several days. The weak radio signal was transmitting from their suit's emergency beacon, we presume in an attempt to contact other survivors. So, if we'd gone through the pipe, we might have reached it before he died, if he's dead several days. I mean, it's like this took 4 cycles, so time was actually a bit of a critical factor there. That's it for that one, okay. Okay. This is where the Stanford is. Need to get the Stanford out of there. Stanford can go to the... Actually, is Stanford my most expensive? most experienced. Sorry, Stanford. Yeah, Stanford. I'm going to send you off to Crook P41, and then we'll continue to harvest stuff. But that's unfortunate. I might have actually found that and got a survivor if I'd been a bit faster. Anyway, we had an event somewhere. Where is the event? Where's the event? There it is. Data on the Piranha's drones. The census research can be launched in the tech lab. With this, we should be able to install devices that reduce the impact of drones on the Tycoon. Drone threat analysis upgrade. Exterior device that disrupts EMS drone targeting systems. Sounds like a very wise precaution. Well, do you want the good news or the bad news?
A probe has completed its scan.
Thank you, probe. The good news. We have plenty of science. Things are going on quite well, and relocating stuff inside Sector 1 is doing alright. Also, what's this? Oh, something because we've done that PA research. Sodium was a prototype supercomputer based on PA architecture recovered from that security room. It could be integrated into our tech lab computer systems. Stanford protocols discourage the use of externally sourced lab equipment. Launch the PA to assist. That's new technology upgrade on. What have we got? Okay, so that was just a bit of flavour for getting that PA researched. So yeah, we're going to use the UN stuff because I'm not biased against anyone, not really. So yeah, that's good news. We got the science boost and all that stuff. We're sciencing more stuff. Sciencing's totally a verb. The bad news is that I think there's another storm front coming in, actually. Seems like a tidal effect. A second storm front has appeared. You can see that they're overlapping. But I think this other one might be coming back the opposite direction because the first one has actually cleared the stuff that was over that side of the system. So this system is just hazardous in general. Anyway, continuing. We have 3 science sites ready to go. Heck, we can almost retrieve Maxwell from Crook P42, though it depends on what the other Stormfront does when it hits it. Right. Let's go to P51. Oh, here we go, got another one. Scan and registered some interesting environmental data. Primary analysis revealed conditions similar to those found on terrestrial seabeds. These conditions may prove conducive to the existence of life. This is the crew of Hope. So Hope went to the potentially life-bearing planet. Ironic. P51's atmosphere has an extremely high gas concentration. We are navigating through an almost semi-liquid environment. Tremendous pressure is putting resistance of our suits to the test. Having reached the core, we are preparing to sortie out towards what appears to be a collection of geysers. The area that provided the environmental data. Intrusive analysis. Set up a temporary study. Set up an advanced lab. We got the material to spare. Let's set up an advanced lab, and we'll send. All our ships are equally inexperienced. I'll send off the Hermes. Messenger of the gods. Off you go. Please hurry up. Right, 41. 41 is a telluric planet with a small quantity of water present as ice. Many large black telluric formations across its surface. The atmosphere of P41 is heavy with cloud cover and storms envelop the planet, scouring it with solid aluminium rain. Solid aluminium rain. What? Okay. Eden has noted a formation of particular interest. This is Stanford team. We have landed near Site 0. We should be protected from the aluminium rain here. We have located the formation of unknown origin and are commencing exploration. Investigates. So, very dense metallic kind of world there. Okay, that just leaves what I think is might be our last piece of the Etemenanki, unless there's a piece drifting all the way over there, which might be, but that's probably a planet. Docking bay. The information we found at the Etemenanki Command Center has allowed us to locate its docking bay. We arrived at the site. This part of the Etemenanki is a real piece of Swiss cheese. Paradoxically, there is little debris surrounding it. After a rapid survey, we have identified 2 areas of interest, a still accessible docking port and a communications area. Let's check out the docking port. You can do that externally, right? Yeah, you probably can. Alright. As you can see, I'm tearing down buildings now. That's because one of the unlocks I've got is this improved housing unit. 52 people instead of like 30 in 2 crew quarters. Sorry, not 30. 40 in 2 quarters, so an extra 12 people. But it's a little bit more expensive, but it takes up the same area as 2 of the original ones, so that's why I'm starting to tear out and replace some of these. And it's all going real quick. Come on. There we go. Hopefully I'll be able to do the same with the batteries as well, because I took out 2 batteries when I restructured this area with one of the mess halls. Though, with that mess hall, we can now install an additional dock here. Let's get a... I guess... I don't want docking bays on this side, so let's go ahead and do another docking bay. No, actually we do want the EVA port as well. 63% efficiency. That's all of them. Okay, right. Yeah, I'll leave that one over there, and I'll just get another flat-out docking port. There we go. Anyway, science. We have sciencey stuff to do. No sign of movement from the space storms, but I am very wary of that. We have... Crook is still doing its own thing because it needs its supplies, but 41? The team reports the telluric formation is circular in shape and has steep sides. They've been mapping the numerous tunnels that lead inside. The initial report suggests that these were not created by natural phenomena, but dug intentionally. Continued behavioral analysis of the team is registering breach of Dulles safety protocol, as well as metaphysical and psychological aberrations. One crew member appears to have removed their protective helmets, convinced that the air in tunnels was breathable. Accounting for P-41's atmosphere, their remaining lifespan is estimated to be 37 minutes. Oh. Naomi Protocol says override the security. I don't want to override that. I want to try and be a bit safer. So, help specialize in those protocols. The Stanford team continue exploration and analysis. Analyze the high levels of aluminium in P-41's atmosphere. So, I'm going to take it slow. Commencing DDoS attack, flooding Eden Vigilance Network. What? I'm not going to go Naomi Protocol. I'm going to take it steady. Anyway, docking bay. This Copernicus team was stationed by the docking ports. It's accumulated a huge mass of debris at the bottom of it. Broken vessels, corpses, damaged cryopods, all have been frozen into a horrible amalgam. Ships have entered the port too quickly, crashing inside while attempting to flee. The docking bay came under heavy projectile fire, which tore open the hull and breached the protective plating of the Etemenanki. We discovered an attacked, unexploded BMS missile embedded in the wreckage. We should investigate this further. Oh, we got a missile. I don't want to transport the missile, defuse the missile, initiate controlled detonation of the missile. I'm going to leave them be for the moment and check the communications area. I'll leave the missile alone for the moment. That might be something I can do some research if I treat it properly. That being the operative part, if I manage to treat it properly. If I treat it wrong, I think I'll be down another ship. So, yeah. I still really don't like that. I really don't like that.
A probe has completed its scan.
Okay, right, anyway. Destroyed docking bay. The communications room is a theatre of atrocities. Oh dear. Frozen, severed body parts float everywhere in a grisly spectacle. The team found that the Etemenanki had implemented a system of non-computerized communication in the battle. That means they came under cyber warfare attack like we researched countermeasures to. Well, warnings at least. You and crew discovered that the messages they were sending and receiving via devices and hardware in this area were being tampered with. This falsification of information caused a cascading series of accidents and prompted the move to a new comm system. Something was hacking or mimicking the Etemenanki communication protocols perfectly. Alright, so... detonate the missile. Don't really want to do that. Try to defuse it, risk the crew. Try to transport it back to the Tycoon seems like a very foolhardy maneuver. I mean, there's a reason EOD experts often use controlled detonation to get rid of unexploded bombs and things they find from World War II, because it's too blooming dangerous to move them. I think it's worth the risk trying to defuse it. I don't want to bring back a live missile to the Tycoon. That sounds like a very bad idea. I mean, if it could damage a ship as big as the Etemenanki, what will it do to the Tycoon? Very bad things. So attempt to defuse it, sure, but I'm not going to risk bringing it back. So hopefully that'll pay off. Right, P-41. Thanks to intensive psychological and medical follow-up, the Sanford team was able to conclude the study. That means that letting them do what they wanted would have been a bad idea. Solid aluminium particles carried in the winds of P-41 created networks of tunnels. The erosive process has transformed the topography of the planet. When the particles collide with each other inside the tunnels, their reverberation generates a low-frequency vibration. When this passes through the inner ear, it alters human neural activity. That explains that. Oh, I see. And I don't want to override the Naomi protocol because I don't want to lose. If I do that, that will be extremely bad. Because modern media took their helmet off, convinced that they could breathe the atmosphere, so I'm going to say no to that.
The electromagnetide has passed through the CRUC system, and the Tycoon is still online. Congratulations, Administrator.
The electromatide. Okay, so that's an electromatide? That means that the original storm has basically passed now. Which means the next storm coming through is still the problem. And we've almost got our next thing.
A science ship team has completed a task.
P-51. We've discovered unusual bacteriological formations in the geysers of the geysers of P-51. The bacteria are not only capable of arranging amino acids, but utilizing geyser emissions as binding agents. They restructure mineral deposits and carve out basins around the geysers. Further groups of bacteria were found within these basins. We have named the bacteria Mayas and would like to carry out further behavioural analysis. Sure, continue to study it. I mean, this is showing organised activity, isn't it? Quite interesting, that. I'm still watching that. I've just been sitting here going, aha, it's moved. I caught it. Ha! But it's not. Anyway, we have got more things that need doing. P-51. The majority of the Maya bacteria live inside the geyser's tube, like on Earth. Small groups do exist externally that appear to have been excluded. Samples from within the geyser reveal an organised society that not only able to propagate other types of bacteria, but also use what can only be described as tools exchanged via vesicular transfer. We theorise a bacterial logical language and, with the help of the PA, sent a message to the colony through appropriate stimuli. They responded. The colonies proposed to follow us on an expedition to Tycoon. This will be a monumental undertaking as a single human cycle corresponds to several hundred of theirs. We have determined that the best way to transport the bacteria will settle a small colony within the respiratory tract of one of the crew. Perhaps an extreme method, but will provide the ideal conditions for the bacteria. An intelligent and aware species. Surely open the way for new perspectives. That can only end well. You know what? Fine. Why is that the only option they came up with for that? Seriously, why? I mean, if it's in the lungs, then I can see it. I can see it turning into a massive contagion as soon as it hits the Tycoon itself. I'm seriously tempted not to do that. I don't know. I'll think about that a bit more. Right. Anyway, docking bay.
Administrator, a new request awaits your attention.
Hey, they did it! We have managed to defuse the missile. The technology contained within is not only more advanced than that on board the Tycoon, but even the Etemenanki. It's probably more recent construction. But is of a structure and logic belonging to a completely different scientific paradigm. We have transmitted data and schematics to the Tech Lab for further analysis. New event, I Missile U. And a measly 17 points of research. So the Tech Lab. We have enough data to analyse the Piranesi missile technology. The associated research project can be launched in the Tech Lab. With this, we should be able to set up countermeasures to protect ourselves from Piranesi weaponry. Missile threat analysis. Okay. Okay. Well, we're currently researching tier 3 batteries, so our tech is definitely shooting up. And then I've actually got drone threat analysis queued up next. Then after that, I'll queue up missile threats. Anyway, moving on. We have one more thing, which is P43, one we've just arrived at. Our probe has discovered an unusual electromagnetic signal transmitting from beneath the surface of P43. This signal shares many similarities one of our team identified on the Rakutansky comet of the Immortan system. Do you mean the one that disappeared and took my entire team with them? This is Stanford. We've landed on 43. The electromagnetic signal seems to be transmitting from below the planet's surface. We only have a limited amount of time to investigate before suits and Stanford's hull are compromised by the corrosive atmosphere. Do you recommend use of demolition charges to accelerate the excavation process? Stanford's using explosives to clear away as much of the sediment as possible. Deploy a drill rig and bore through the crust. Once they reach the steel, they'll contact Tycoon with their report. It's only one cycle more. But if I'm blasting my way down to a cavern, that might collapse it, so I want to actually be a bit more careful than that. Bombs are not always the answer. Heretical, I know, but it's the truth. It's the truth. As for these guys, I'm curious about what would happen, but I don't know if I want to trust it. I'm going to say probably not. I'm just going to look it up, actually. So yeah, I'm going to say I don't trust it. Well, we are in chapter 3, aren't we? Actually, this guide I've got says nothing about it. Okay, the guide I found by searching for Ixion P51 tells me if I had done an intrusive analysis, I would have taken a trust penalty. But I always play cautious anyway when I can set stuff up like that to increase my chances. So, no. I do not know what P51. I'm not finding anything. You know what? They say they wanna. I'll let them. It's against my best judgment. I'll let them. I feel like this is probably going to come back and haunt me, but well, we also found that whole like maybe that's why there was a zombie that took out and infested one of our ships. I almost said colonies, but no. I feel like I need more ships out in the black, honestly. But that's why I'm building more stuff in this sector. Including, by the way, our first tier 3 residence. A Demotic Quarter. Which currently houses like 91 people. Not bad, especially since it's got the same footprint as the tier 2. It just needs electronics to put up. Same power requirement too, actually. Anyway, we've just been given... there's the tier 1, there's the tier 2, which is... oh, ouch, a 5x5, right. Tier 3 is a... What's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7x7. $700 power. That is actually a really beefy one. Unfortunately, we didn't get an elongated battery. They just flat out get bigger. So I'm going to have to figure out how to fit those into my other sectors. They don't fit neatly with everything else. That's my issue. But I do need to do something with this DLS center as well and try to rearrange some other stuff, including this section here. There's always things to be doing, isn't there? But, that said though, I'm afraid we're also all out of time, really. Unless something is about to tick. Actually, something is about to tick. Oh, the Copernicus can go to 37. We're about to find out if my bacterial thing was good. Final report of the Hope. They're all dead, critically damaged. Engage the emergency crisis protocols now. If you're hearing this, please send ship help immediately. End of communications. Okay, yeah, so that was actually a really bad thing to do. Damn it. 20 science, lost the Hope, 5-star penalty, 1 cryopod. Bother. So I got some science out of that, but yeah, I would have... My initial instinct was the better one. I should have left that well alone. I don't normally gamble with my people to that extent, and apparently it didn't pay off at all. Oh well. That was a massive spike of resources. There we go. Oh, by the way, I also increased my probe scan range, so that my probes are slow and still cost the same, but they are far more effective at scanning for resources and stuff. Still lost the Hope. That's a bit of a blow. The Hope was only with us briefly, and now we have no hope at all. And on that note, I'm actually going to end it there. So, this has been Iron Mark 3. Thank you all very much for watching. Hope you guys are enjoying the show. And I'll catch you all some other time. Yes, feel free to like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Helps out me, helps out the channel, and gives me those virtual head pats I oh so crave. But until then, I'll see you all later. I'm also about to get another docking bay on board. I need to tear this one down though. That's going to be fun. Sector 1 is now specialised space rank 2. Okay. Apparently that was enough to tip it over. So what does that do? Docking bays load and unload 30% faster. Hull repair is 10% more efficient. Probes and ships are assembled 30% faster. Hull repair is now 20% more efficient. Very nice. Very, very nice.